What if I told you kind of all of the churches are a front? Remember when I was telling you in that last video about billionaire Leonard Leo? Well, his mission is to carry out the Seven Mountain Mandate. So it's an evangelical agenda / conspiracy theory that has billions upon billions of dollars pumped into it every year in America. The idea is they want to infiltrate the 7 pillars of influence. So they would be influencing everyone in the world to carry out the evangelical agenda that leads to the end of times. And that's not an exaggeration. It's literally the goal of the 7 Mountain Mandate. And they do refer to it as invading because they want to infiltrate all of these 7 mountains of influence. And what are those 7 mountains? Government, media, arts and entertainment, business, education, religion, and family. And isn't it interesting? Who do we know that's infiltrated all of those? The Kardashian, Jenner, and West family. And again, that's Kim Kardashian with Leonard Leo on the end there. So government Leonard Leo has already infiltrated because we have him to thank for the Supreme Court that we have now. And he's behind them, possibly behind them. And a lot of people in Washington think that he's behind these gifts that all the Supreme Court have been getting that could possibly influence votes. Media. We've seen how Kim Kardashian and other celebrities can influence media just by changing the narrative or pushing out more information about them to kind of cover up old news stories by making new ones. So the Kardashians are the queens of navigating media and media takeovers. And then we have arts and entertainment. And I want you to think about the last 6 months and think about how many celebrities you've been disappointed by because you can just see that they are bought and paid for by someplace else, someone else. And they are carrying out a narrative that they were paid to carry out. And business, you got arts and entertainment and business all in one with Lou Taylor. She's signing contracts all through Hollywood, right? And of course, religion. And that's when we get into the mega churches. So I'm constantly telling y'all about these celebrity run churches and celebrity driven churches, churches that thrive on the donations from the rich and famous people who attend them. And in the last, I would say 6 years, the Kardashians and Kanye West have just become more and more Christian washed. You know what I mean? Like they've gone from saying Bible to talking about Bible verses and saying it's all in God's hands or God's plan, etc., etc. And then within the Kardashian Kanye West family, they had the California Community Church and Kanye's Sunday service, right? And let's not forget, Kim Kardashian's great-grandpa's cousin is the one who funded Joel Osteen's dad to really kick off an evangelical network. He also funded TBN, the evangelical network, right? And education is where it gets very interesting because Betsy DeVos and Leonard Leo and other conservative evangelical types were pushing and have been pushing for Christian schools that are public, but then they really want people to go to paid schools. They don't want public school to really be accessible anymore at all. And Leonard Leo is also behind making public schools so censored by book banning and things like that, that there's basically nothing to learn there anymore. He's making them almost useless by censoring them. And then, of course, there's Donda Academy, the unaccredited Christian private school that Kanye West opened up that was so not thought out at all that now it's being sued for a multitude of reasons, from abuse to neglect to everything in between. It's very bad. And then, of course, religion. And the churches are a huge part of it, right? Because there are not only celebrity-owned churches like the California Community Church owned by Kris Jenner, there's also other churches like Church Home and Hillsong that had a huge celebrity following, and it almost glamorizes going to these churches to tithe your money, when every single one of these churches has had a huge scandal, and in my opinion, they are tax shelters so that these celebrities can wash money through them. That is completely my opinion, and this is for educational purposes or whatever I have to say. And then family. And that is the Kardashian superpower, right? Is being a family, being a team, a unit, like the mob bosses that came before them. Keeping the family together is key because every day you have one of these multitude of people in this Kardashian family, the extended family, the people attached to them, the people they're dating are gonna be in the headlines. So they have saturated the media, arts and entertainment, churches, business, everything as one unit. And that is the mission. So, yes, it's about money, but it's really about how churches are money making machines because they are driving people into spiritual psychosis. I mean, look what they did to Kanye. I really truly feel like that is what pushed Kanye over the edge, is being with this family and having them basically influencing Christianity into people. I mean, I think that that's what they are doing now. They are Christian mommy bloggers at this point. And when you really think about it, what the Kardashians do is kind of a combination of prosperity gospel and doomsday gospel, pushing you to buy and aspire to be as rich as them. But they're scared of the end of the world too. That's why they're building underground bunkers that are so big that they make their house structurally unsound. It's not a doomsday prepper food hoard, it's just a very well stocked and organized pantry, right? And it's totally normal to turn your pastor into a celebrity by putting him on your blog and putting him in front of cameras and really showing the world what he's about and that he texts you every single morning with Bible verses. So I say it's all the churches because it is kind of all the churches. They are pushing this agenda, but we're just seeing it and noticing it more with celebrities because they're in full throttle right now. And during the pandemic, I think that a lot of celebrities and churches learned how much they can sell to scared people. And keeping those people scared and buying is the agenda, I think.